All right. Hey, everybody. How you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to No Sellouts with your man, Tim Black. How y'all doing? Welcome to the stream, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube people, Tim Black's Wolfpack, all the way around, and all my people out there in Team Black. I appreciate you. It's another week. It's another week after a crazy week. I think a lot of us are still mentally kind of conditioning, maybe just kind of getting ourselves back together just a little bit after the shooting that occurred in Parkland, Florida, at the high school, Stone Man High School. Tough stuff, man. In fact, I know some folks who watch this show are from that neighborhood. A couple of folks. Elijah Manley has a number of friends that went to that high school, and a good friend of mine named Alan. He lives in the area, and he's been giving me updates to the feeling that's going on in the neighborhood and how people. It's really a moment, a time of mourning, and I think a lot of us feel this heaviness. I know I feel this heaviness. But then I saw something today that kind of, I don't know what to make of it, really. You know, whenever we have conversations about guns, it gets heated. Yeah, man. It's like you're arguing. It's like it's talking about guns to some people is like talking about religion. You know what I mean? Like arguing. You know, religion is a very personal thing, and people will go head to head about it. Same thing with politics, just as dicey. You know, but something about guns just brings out just, you know, because people are really entrenched on how they feel about it. Well, I'm going to ask you, because I'm looking at this article. This article was on MSN.com. I saw different variations of it out there. It says Trump backs efforts to bolster FBI gun checks. Now, I talked about this before the tragic incident in Parkland. I talked about this. I said, and I gave you statistics. I showed you a couple of gun manufacturers that are really hitting hard times. One of them being Remington. I think the other being the maker of the owner of Smith & Wesson. That gun sales are down dramatically. Now, someone did educate me. They said that Remington had a problem, a safety problem, a quality control issue with their guns that may be part of it. But what I was showing in that video wasn't so much just about Remington, but about the industry and how President Obama, during his tenure, how whenever he talked about guns and he hinted at gun legislation, the ticket sales, the gun sales went through the roof. It was like a feeding frenzy every time. Whenever there was a shooting, whenever Obama, you know, and legislation was even mentioned, people freaked out and they went out and bought more guns. Well, maybe that's going to start happening under Trump. The White House said Sunday the president will host a listening session with students and teachers this week, but offer no details on who would attend or what would be discussed. The bipartisan background check legislation would be aimed at ensuring that federal agencies and states accurately report relevant criminal information to the FBI. It was introduced after the Air Force failed to report the criminal history of the gunman who slaughtered more than two dozen people at a Texas church. So, I'm like, wow, okay, this is the new path. I don't know. Is this just talk or is this real? Trump has been a strong supporter of gun rights, as you all know, and the NRA. Last year, he signed a resolution blocking an Obama-era rule designed to keep guns out of the hands of certainly mentally disabled people. Kristen Brown, co-president of the Brady Campaign to Prevent Gun Violence, said the measure Trump discussed with Cornyn would help to enforce existing rules but would not close loopholes permitting private sales on the internet and at gun shows. She's pressing for a ban on assault-type weapons and for laws enabling family members, guardians, or police to ask judges to strip gun rights temporarily from people who show warning signs of violence. We need a comprehensive system, Brown said. One of these isn't enough. Trump was last seen publicly Friday night when he visited Parkland. He fired off tweets Saturday and Sunday and met with House Speaker Paul Ryan Sunday afternoon. He also visited the golf club on Sunday night. Had to slide in the golf club. Got to slide in the golf trip, you know. Got to make sure we know that, because it won't be an MSNBC article if we don't focus on that. And they start looking and they start talking about Russia. They lose me with the article. Like, I want to hear about the freaking guns. Is Trump actually considering having stricter regulations placed on gun purchases, or the way that you qualify? I don't know. Oh, I can see him now, man. There are people, whenever I do a gun video, who come out. They don't come out on any other issue. Man, they could care less if there's 100 people killed at a picnic. If it's with knives, they won't come out. They could care less about police brutality, about student debt, about climate change, about anything. I mean, guns is like their thing. And if I say anything, even remotely, like, well, maybe this kid with all these issues who went to therapy 2 days before this incident, maybe if he didn't have an assault rifle, that would have been a good thing. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking out loud, maybe if that kid who, has had this history, maybe he didn't need an assault rifle. I don't know. That's crazy talk. The thing about it to me is that people, I think no one disagrees that this particular kid shouldn't have had access to an assault rifle. Actually almost anything. Like, he was on Instagram cutting himself. I repeat, he was on Instagram cutting himself. Now, this doesn't represent the average gun owner, I don't think. And I think that's the pushback, right? Because it's like, you got this one kid who's got all these issues. And people they want to point out the fact that most gun owners are responsible. They follow the laws. They don't go shoot up schools, thank God. They don't post on Instagram about how they want to, get more guns, and they don't write, on YouTube that they want to shoot people, and they don't spend pastimes cutting themselves. But maybe not. The average gun owner is probably not ADHD, also bipolar, also depressed, and also showing signs of self-mutilation. So, yes, it's an extreme case. Problem is, we don't know where the next extreme case is going to come from. But back to my point. Is Trump just saying this now because it's such a hot-button issue? I can tell you this. If Trump goes any further, he's talking about, they say, bolster FBI gun checks. I'd like to see what that really means, what that looks like for Trump. Because that's going to be a hard sell in 2018 for a lot of people, running as Republicans in these districts that are very pro-gun. They're not going to like that. And this is a tough one. I saw that John Kasich over there in Ohio, that he changed his website, his rhetoric on his support for the NRA. He really softened his support of gun ownership, and then as you know, Tara Mosley Samples, she was on his show and she was promoting, among other things, her and Dennis Kucinich as they're running for the governorship there in Ohio, and Dennis Kucinich, he's championing to ban assault rifles. So is this going to become the thing that people run on in the near future, like 2018? Is it going to have legs? Is this going to become an issue that we have to address? And there's going to be carnage on both sides. We're going to have, Democrats who want to kind of sit on the fence because it's difficult. You may represent a district or a state that is gun friendly, but also you may have, might be a swing state. So how do you do this? Representatives are supposed to represent the people that sent them there. Sometimes they do that because, sometimes the people that sent them there are big pharmaceuticals, Wall Street, in the NRA. It's a good one. But you know what I'm saying. They're supposed to represent the people that sent them there. So I don't know. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know where it's going to go. It's very easy for me to say. I think that this kid... Look, I was watching the video interview, right, with the parents that took in Nicholas Cruz. He'd been living there since Thanksgiving. They allowed him to move in after his mother died. She died of pneumonia. The father had already died, and these were the adoptive parents. And they said that they didn't see anything strange about Nicholas. Said he was depressed a lot, that he went to therapy. They said he followed the home rules. They said they let him have guns in the house or have guns come with him when he moved in, but he had to get a lockbox, a gun safe of some type. And he did that. And the father, Mr. Sneed, says that as what he thought was that Mr. Sneed thought he had the only key, that Nicholas did not have the key, but only he, Mr. Sneed, had the key. Turns out Mr. Nicholas had his own key. Now, I don't know if I totally believe that, but I don't know. I don't know. So I'm pretty sure all safes, even a padlock comes with multiple keys, right? You can't get a bicycle lock without getting at least 2 keys. Isn't that like standard? Isn't that standard, at least 2 keys? Okay. I have no way to know. I can't prove it. I'm just saying. I saw he was interviewed by Stranahan. What's his name? The guy, the football player. ABC. Anyway, Mike, that's it. Mike something, right? Mike didn't press him on the issue, so I'm not going to press him, right? Because I don't know. I'm just talking, right? I'm just reacting to their conversation. But Momo Pineno, he sent me something on this Nicholas Cruz that was very interesting, right? Turns out these online trolls, these white nationalist trolls, they wanted a little bit of publicity. So what they did is claim Nicholas Cruz as their own. And then the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, they took their word for it. Took the white nationalist word for it and said that Nicholas Cruz was affiliated with a white nationalist organization that there is no evidence that he was a part of. So that's in a political magazine, a political article that Momo sent me. And they're saying that the misrepresentations by a white nationalist leader and coordinated efforts by internet trolls, numerous researchers and media outlets spread a seemingly false claim that the man charged with killing more than a dozen people at a Florida high school belonged to an extremist group. Law enforcement agencies say they have no evidence so far to support this claim, and the rumors appear to have been perpetrated by white nationalist trolls themselves. So yeah, any publicity is good publicity, I guess, and that's what the trolls wanted. They wanted to be known alongside a homicidal killer who shot a bunch of innocent kids. But I guess if you join an organization, it's a white nationalist, white separatist organization that guess you don't care much about fitting in with society or what people think about you. Just horrible shit, man. Yeah, they have no evidence of linking Cruz to any organization at all. So just something to put into your in the back of your brain, because I seen that floating around on Facebook, and that's that fake news stuff. That's truly fake news, right? They just make up stuff to suit their own agendas. So if you heard that, now you know the truth, at least based on what law enforcement has been able to glean up to this point. So I don't know, guys. I want to see your responses, your thoughts about what's Trump doing. I was, maybe I'm dead wrong about this. I was under the impression that Trump would not move to tighten gun restrictions. Like it said in the article, Trump has been a proponent and a friend to NRA, a supporter of the NRA and gun rights, and I didn't expect this at all. But, in most states, I'm pretty sure, all states, right, there are some form of gun checks, background checks, right? That's my understanding. Whenever whenever I spoke to people who own guns, they say, Tim, we already got background checks, bro. We don't need more background checks. Criminals don't have background checks. We got background checks, bro. It's like, I hear you, man. I hear you totally, man. One of my best friends is a vet who now he trains and he teaches gun accuracy. He even builds guns. Like, this guy is phenomenal. So actually, I'm going to talk to him about that as well. He knows the ins and outs. I've known this guy for 20 years, and he knows pretty much everything about guns. He's he's been demoing all these guns. He just does videos. He does training courses. Yeah, he's a friend of mine. So maybe I'll ask him about some of what his thoughts are, or maybe he can give me some more insight. And also, I want to thank people who have been helpful in the Tim Black community, because we don't just have people who are anti-gun. We got pro-gun people and we got neutral people that feel all different types of ways, and that's great. And we had that conversation, which is a great thing. And we try to educate one another. We voice our opinions, and we kind of try to see what's right for us to support. What are ways we can get involved, if at all, and how that, what that looks like in the real world. So I'm interested, man. I'm interested in seeing what Trump does going forward, and if this will hurt Republicans. But I will say this, man. One thing that really has gotten me, really bothers the fuck out of me. It really pisses me off that there are people, who are making up theories about this. This was a staged event. Like a staged event. I just have a hard time with it. As does friends of mine who live in Florida who know victims. They have a hard time with that. I just don't know why there are people, don't associate me with those people, please. Please don't associate me with the people that whenever there's a shooting, the first thing they do is say, this looks like it's not real, this is not true. Meanwhile, people are being put in the ground, and they're having these conversations. Don't even let the bodies get cold. They go, please, guys, please, I don't want to name names, but please do not group me with those people, because that's not how I get down. I do not roll that way, all right? If I don't have evidence, if I don't have facts, that I think this because I saw this picture, or I heard this scanner, or this thing, if I don't have concrete stuff, man, I wouldn't make statements like that. And I got a problem with people who do. But they could do their thing. Let them do their thing. Just please just know that I'm not that person. And if you are, hey, more power to you. I just disagree, all right? All I know is we got a lot of dead young people, and we got a lot of people whose lives were taken. So that's what I know. And I know who did it. That I know. I know who did it. So, yeah. That's really all I got for today. Tomorrow I'm going to have Paula Swearingen. Paula Swearingen, she's running in West Virginia against Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin, God, listen. Now, Paula's been on the show before. I met Paula last year. Great lady, great ideas. She's a true fighter for West Virginians. She's serious about the issues. She's given all she's got to her campaign, and I'm really excited to have her back on the show to talk about her campaign, what she's learned up to this point, and what the outlook is for her race, and what we can do to get involved in just more of that real talk, because Paula is real, 100% real. She's not backed by super PACs. She don't take big, dark money. She doesn't take, any of these donors, these corporations, these bastards trying to control our political process. That's not her. So I'm really excited about that. So tune in tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out Paula and I as we had this conversation. And I'm going to talk to Paula about guns too, because West Virginia is one of those places, man, where people grew up with guns in West Virginia. West Virginia is a place where people who are my age when they were in school and a little bit younger, those kids were taught shooting classes in school. Whole different culture than, say, folks in New York or maybe some folks in California. My coastal friends, we got to keep that in mind that this is, America's like a bunch of different countries all into one. And I think people miss that on both sides. The people who are anti-gun don't realize in some places guns are frowned upon and people are always looking at the violence associated with guns, and they don't hunt for a living, nor do they feel the need where they got to protect their home with a gun. They feel like they got alarms for that, they got cops for that, they got fences for that, they got dogs for that, and they feel like what's the use of having a gun? But on the same token, those people need to realize there are people in other parts of the country who grew up with guns. Everyone learned how to shoot. They got guns hanging on the mantle. They got guns up in the safe. They've had guns around their entire lives, and that is very normal for them. And it's an insult to them for you to be like, why you need a gun? Why do you need video games? Why do you need Netflix and HBO and Show Go? Why do you need that shit? And it's like, you get what I'm saying? Well, HBO never killed anyone. Well, neither did I. So then we go round and around and around and around. I was talking to Tamara Borelli real quick the other day because Chris Rock's new comedy special came out, and it's called Tambourine. And as soon as I saw it, I said, oh, man, let me text Tamara Borelli and tell her special's on, right? And she's like, yo, I just got through watching it 40 minutes ago. I tell you. But what's funny about it, it's not just that it's named Tambourine, but there's a line in that show, or in this special, Chris Rock's special, where he says he don't think we'll ever solve the gun issue. And he says, and if you talk too much about it, somebody will shoot you. And Chris is right. If you talk too much about guns, you might get shot, yo. I had a couple people, I thought they was my homies. They was like, yo, Tim, that's it, man. No further, Tim. I'm not moving no more, man. Not moving on this issue no more, man. You gonna stop talking about guns like that. It's like, damn, yo, look, man, ain't nobody taking no guns. So he's like, I know they not taking my guns. Homie. Right? Hey, yo. I don't pass legislation, son. Stop acting like Tim Black got power. Got no damn power. I'm lucky my lights work. Sometimes they don't. Look, I want you to explain to me why the snot-nosed little 19-year-old need the damn assault rifle. That's what I want you to tell me. Explain that to me. I want to hear that. Because he could. That's it. That's all. Because he could. And look, I love y'all, man. I do, man. Please stop comparing knives and guns, man. Please, man. Oh, Chris Rock got a good... I ain't going to tell his whole special, but he got a good line in there about that. I ain't going to tell the woman special. I ain't going to do it. Speaking of, like, comedy, right? I've started doing more like comedy in my shows. And guys, that's not that big a deal. It's not that big a change. I always use comedy in my shows. At least I try to. In fact, people complain like, Tim, man, when I first started watching you, man, you were more fun. You used to make me laugh and think. Now you just make me think and depressed. I was like, man, Graham, I can't be serious. It's like, no, man, just like it's too serious. You used to be funnier. So, like, I'm kind of getting back to that. I'm doing touring with Lee Camp. We did, I've done comedy shows in Richmond, Portland, Salt Lake City, Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really into that. And it's great to be away from the desk and to, like, go over here. I got a new mouse. It don't act right. There we go. Go over here and do a routine. You know what I'm saying? I like that. So I pretty much made my mind up. I'm going to be doing that a lot more often. And I'll be delivering the news just a different way, man. And it's like, what the hell, man? So let me know what you think about that. Also, become a member of the Tim Black Show. Become a member of the Tim Black Show pretty soon. There's going to be a lot of changes with this show. If you have noticed, there hasn't been that many coffee shows, not that many Black Word Today shows. That's because things are going to be changing, and I want you to be a part of the new changes in the show. Become a member of the show. Go to timblacktv.com. You'll find the link that'll take you to my Patreon, where you can choose whatever's comfortable for you to give to the show. But I do want to offer that to you, and I need you to do it. If you value this content, if you value this show, if you value the issues that we talk about, if you appreciate my style, my delivery on these issues, the questions that we ask, the great guests that we try to bring in, that we do bring in, then consider becoming a supporter of independent media right here, Tim Black Show, TBTV. That's where it's at. So I appreciate you. And as you know, we're not funded by the DNC or the GOP or the Green Party or the People's Independent Party or the Libertarian Party or any other parties. We're funded by people, regular people. And my individuality, my solo operation, my lack of backed money influenced by any of those organizations enables me to speak my mind, whatever it is. And that's a beautiful thing. And I want to maintain that, but I also want to live indoors. So become a member of the show. All right? All right. That is it. That's it, y'all. I wish I had more. But we'll be back tomorrow with a guest. Paula, once again, will be here. Great state of West Virginia, to chop it up with me and have a real good conversation and inform you all about what's happening there in West Virginia and about our democracy and fighting against the corporate Democrats, because that's what she's doing, So I'll see you tomorrow. All right? All right. It's tough times, right? We're going through tough times. I think we all are touched to some degree about what happened in Florida, and we need more reasons to build bridges with one another, to find solutions. I haven't given up. Don't you give up. And know that there are more people that feel like you feel than you may know are out there. They're out there. They're out there. So believe it or not, there are people that feel just like you, feel just like me, And I don't know about you, but I was down about it, but I'm okay. I'm going to keep rolling. We got good people. The good people just need more of a, more of a bullhorn to make their voices heard. They need more amplification. We need the hacks to go. We need the people that are sold out to go. We need the people that just take a paycheck and phone it in. We need them to go, and we need to turn up the volume on the people that are willing to stand up for issues that matter. And that's what we try to do. So that's it. That's what I think. All right, guys. Peace. Now, remember, don't you let nobody take your cornbread. It's your cornbread. Nobody else should have your cornbread. Your cornbread, that's important to you. Whatever is important to you, whether it's your privacy, whether it's your peace of mind, it's your safety, it's your freedom of speech, if it's a paycheck, if it's health care, whatever it is, whatever matters to you, right? Don't let them take your cornbread. They're trying to take our cornbread on a daily basis. It's our job to fight back. Stand with me, I stand with you. We stand together. One. Peace. And get a Tim Black Wolfpack shirt, too. Go to TimBlackTV.com and get this cool hoodie, or get a t-shirt, or get a long sleeve shirt, or get a blouse, or get a napkin, or get a cup, or get a mug, or get something. Just get it, something. It's there.